Good morning, Our World. Welcome back to another episode of Our World Talk. We've got some special guests for you this morning. Turns out that our RWorld members, two of them actually, have been nominated for NAR's 30 Under 30 Award. So we're going to kick this podcast off with Mr. Boca Raton, Tony Eckert from Royal Palm Estates Realty in Boca Raton. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Congratulations on the nomination.
Very exciting. Like I said, when I walked in here, I'm still kind of getting over it, but it's a huge honor.
Awesome. So voting started yesterday for our online award portion, the Web Choice Award. So being named one of the 50 finalists for NAR and Realtor Magazine's 30 Under 30 list is an achievement in its own. So what do you think made you stand out?
It's really hard for me to kind of talk about myself and my achievements. It's just like not something that comes natural to me. But, I guess one is volume. I actually learned from one of those editors over there at NAR that, the first round, like when they go through everyone, is all volume and production and stuff. So,
okay.
That's something that we pride ourselves on. I had a pretty good year last year. But, I'd have to say probably outside of that is I think I'm one of the few when I read everyone's bios. And congrats to all the other finalists. It's awesome to be with them. But I think I was one of the few that, like, from a young age, like around 10 or 12, like fully submerged in real estate, seeing my whole family, the same, my mother and my father, we run a brokerage together along with my aunt and uncle. They were running a company together before that. So
okay.
I was around it, like, since I was 10, wanted to do it. And right when I graduated college, got in the car, moved down here with Dad, opened up our shop.
Okay.
Here we are, 8 years later, kicking some butt. And, really just the whole legacy thing of it for me, I think that's probably something that stood out.
Okay. Family business. Love it.
Yeah.
So obviously you're in business with your parents and your aunt and uncle, but median age of real estate professionals across the nation is about 60 years old.
Yeah.
So as a practitioner under 30, do you feel that age works for you or against you?
Totally for me.
Okay.
Yeah. I was, I was really lucky early on in my career. I got my first big deals, well over the $1 million price point were from, they're older gentlemen, kind of self-made guys. And I found that really they could use any agent or broker with 30 plus years of experience. But I found like that mentality of them that they want to give the kid a shot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it was all mine to lose. But, I got the job done and did exactly what they wanted to do. So I think early on I realized that and I kind of just ran with it. So,
okay.
I have clients spanning all different ages, but I can speak their language. It's called respect. You know what I mean? They hire me to do a job. I take care of it, and I deliver on what we say we're going to do. So I think it totally works for me.
Okay. Awesome. I love the hustle. So clearly you're doing something right, but what are some of the advantages being your age?
I think energy's one, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Although I got my uncle who, we're in production together. He just turned 70,
okay.
A couple months ago.
Is he still got the hustle?
Oh my God. He golfs like 5 days a week. This guy's got more energy than me. So, I don't know if I can really say that, but, I got running a family business, I think really gives me that different competitive edge, the thought of like, I got mouths to feed, you know what I mean? It's, and more so than just, the money aspect of it, but there's so much pride that goes into this thing for me. I mean, it's really easy for me to work 7 days a week. If there was 8 days in the week, I'd work 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that I really love.
Beautiful, beautiful. So realtors pride themselves on being community builders and professionals. Obviously, we all go above and beyond the call of duty. So what are some examples where that applies to you?
Yeah, I was really fortunate to be on 2 different committees last year. I'm still on one right now. So last year, I was on the Community Outreach Committee.
Okay. I spent some time there. I love community outreach.
I think I saw you on there a few times. You know what the problem is that I felt so bad because I'm on this committee. I tried to show up for like everything that I could and do the donations and while still running the brokerage. I know like all these other guys are doing it too. So, part of me wished that I could have done more. But we were doing random acts of kindness. I think that I saw you on a few of these, really doing some awesome stuff for the homeless and, for the child shelters and everything. And that was really like humbling and awesome to be a part of. And And I also joined RPAC. I'm still on that now. And like, that's another one where some of these people, like the amount of work and effort that they're putting in to really uphold the integrity of our industry. I'm trying to keep up with them, trying to contribute where I can, but being on both of those boards to try to just contribute towards my community and my market. I wanted to, put any extra hours I could into that. And, outside of that, I had the privilege of sponsoring an American Legion kind of a ball for the veterans.
Okay.
So, we sponsored all of their food and their libations, and
very cool.
Yeah, and it was really great to get back.
Okay. Any other charity involvement, benevolence, giving back in any way besides, obviously you're speaking to my heart with everybody who's listening knows when you start talking about RPAC, like that's my thing. But anything else that you're involved with charity-wise?
Yeah, I mean, charity-wise, we're looking into some other stuff. I mean, really, our biggest thing was like getting this business and this brokerage to a spot to where we can actually start contributing in bigger ways. Awesome. There's some stuff that my family's involved in, but could definitely dive in deeper on a different date on that.
Okay, beautiful. So you know what? Let's talk about social media real quick, because obviously there is, my generation, everybody's on Facebook. That's where we're sharing all of our info. I know the younger generation, you guys are doing like Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, where can people find you, and sort of where are you actively involved? Where are you getting your business from?
Yeah, like my clients laugh at me. I say it all the time, like the oldest young guy you've ever met in your life. So I'm not like really savvy with the social media, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for business, it'd be hard to find me on there.
Okay.
But on Instagram and Facebook is basically my way of really staying in touch with some of the, like my sphere from back home. I'm from Chicago, and I came down here right when I was 21. I graduated at Western Illinois. I graduated early. 2 weeks after graduation, moved down to open this brokerage. So friends and outside family, they stay in touch with me there, and it's really, I'm showcasing all of our sales, our new listings. Obviously I make it personal too with, I put pictures of me and my beautiful wife, Sarah, and then all the rest of it, our dog, Romeo. Okay. But I find that like my sphere, they like to see, it's really awesome. I got so much support, man. I'm like the luckiest guy in the world. My friends and family from back home, they're always calling me or texting me after they see a big sale that we closed or whatnot. But, I think it's another thing that made me stand out against the other finalists is that on the application, they're asking about different innovative ways and everything. And I pretty much went the opposite direction on that question. And I said, the old school way of real estate is still alive and well, because some of the biggest transactions we've ever done, it all started with me picking up the phone, building a relationship with somebody, going to meet them in person, shake their hand, and stayed in touch with them ever since then. I have yet to find anything that works better than that.
So important. Yeah. I totally agree. One more time. What school did you go to? What was your major?
Okay, so Western Illinois University, neck up for all my leather necks out there. And my major was communications with an emphasis in professional sales.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah. So RWorld members can vote for you to make that 30 under 30 list. Right now we're at 50 finalists. We're going to narrow it down to the 30 under 30 and get that Web Choice Award. So tell us why they should vote for you.
Again, like I said, it seems like there's a lot of tremendous finalists. I'm sure at this point, everyone deserves it, right? So realistically, the only thing I could say is from my heart, if you've ever been in touch with me, done a transaction with me, know of my family, you kind of know what we're all about. We're family people. We have a family business. We've been pretty much, contacted by every big brokerage in town. And, we love that we have total control over how we deal with our clients and the culture that we have. So, really, if you're voting for me, you're voting for a guy who runs a family business, where integrity is around every corner of what we do. We stay in touch together. It's family. It's all family at home, all family at work. And we're really just here to do the best thing that we can for our clients. So realistically, again, everyone deserves a vote. If you want to vote for me, I would greatly appreciate it.
Fantastic. Well, great spending time with you this morning. You guys heard it right here on RWorld Talk. We have 2 finalists in our 30 under 30. Give a vote for Mr. Boca Raton. You could vote every single day. So make sure that you click that link, give a thumbs up to Tony Eckert, and let's make sure that our RWorld members get a spot on that list. And we'll be right back. Don't you guys go anywhere, because we've got our second finalist up next. Next up, we have Mr. Jorge Perez from Remax Experience, also a finalist for NAR and Realtor Magazine's 30 Under 30. He is now in the top 50, and we're gonna get him. Home. Excited to have you on. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So Jorge, being named one of the 50 finalists for NAR and Realtor Magazine's 30 Under 30 is an achievement in its own right. What do you think made you stand out?
Well, first off, like you said, it is an achievement, and just getting to that 50 finalists for me was a huge fulfillment of accomplishment, because so many thousands of young agents across the country are applying to this. So just to get there, I'm already happy to be able to have said that I've accomplished that. I think that really to have stood out, I think just my story. I think that, I don't come from a real estate background. Nobody in my family has ever been in the world of real estate. I'm firstborn in my family in the country, so the true story of my parents and grandparents leaving their countries for that American dream fulfillment. Really starting working my way right out of college, actually in college, starting my career in real estate, to being on a team, to then being a solo agent, top producer in the office. So I think that just it's a good story of, we like to hear good stories, right? We like
Absolutely.
to hear people win. So just being able to celebrate all those accomplishments and the steps that I've taken to get there, I think just was, I think the story really was able to show through for the judges that were able to pick the 50 finalists.
Okay, awesome. Tell us a little bit about that story. Where'd your family come from?
So both of my parents are from Cuba.
Okay.
My mother came when she was young, about 8 or 9 years old. My father about 20 years old.
Okay.
So I was the first in my family born here, and then went off to college, University of Florida. Go Gators.
Go Gators.
Sorry if you're a Seminole. But in college, I was a business major, business administration. So in order to graduate with your business degree, you have to have an internship. All of my friends were going to Fortune 500 companies, New York City, Chicago, LA, Miami, all these wonderful big cities and opportunities for internships. And I thought, I never wanted to be behind a computer screen crunching numbers. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm very involved, like people person. I needed that social interaction in a career.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I've always kind of had an interest in real estate. Let me see if that's going to work for me. So I did an internship in real estate, which was not really ever heard of. I went around calling some agents down here, and I said, look, I'm a college student. You don't need to pay me. I just need to shadow you. I want to see if this is what I'm going to do. In exchange, I just need the credit hours for my internship.
Okay.
And was able to link up with a top producing agent down here, learned the ropes. I fell in love with it. It was supposed to be 12 weeks. I extended it to 15 weeks.
Nice.
And from there, worked remote through school, did all that social media, back end, anything that you could do remote. And once I graduated college, got my license and started the career.
Wow. Jumped right in, feet first. Okay. So the median age of real estate professionals across the nation is about 60 years old. So as a practitioner under 30, do you feel that age works for you or against you? I mean, clearly you're doing something right, but are there some advantages?
When I first started, I definitely thought that it was working against me. You're 20, 22 years old, dealing with people who, have kids that are my age, if not older. So to really be able to gain people's trust at that age was a lot. I never really used to talk about my age. I always have come across kind of as more mature, older than I am. And I think that all in all, people really like to work with who they can like and trust. And I think that at this point, age and experience don't always equate. I could be 50 years old and just gotten my real estate license yesterday.
Correct.
So I think that really, once it comes down to it, it's all about experience, and age to me is not a factor. I think that you have amazing agents no matter what age or, what experience, how the tenure in the business they've had.
Right. Yeah, I started my career in my 20s as well, and I remember the early years and how hard it was to get somebody to work with me because I looked younger than I actually was. and it was quite hard to get the first customers to trust me and deal with me. And I learned that I would just tell people something that they didn't know, and it would sort of set off a little light bulb, and they'd say, "Oh, this kid actually knows what he's doing," and they would trust me to give me a shot, and it worked out very well.
It's crazy how knowing your stuff gets you far.
Absolutely.
You know, well, and then that's the thing, that being younger, or at how you were saying you appeared younger, people will automatically think, well, do they know what they're doing?
Exactly.
You know?
So realtors pride themselves on being community builders and professionals who go above and beyond the call of duty. What are some examples where this applies to you?
So as far as like some of the charities or nonprofits,
Are you involved in any charities or giving back in any way?
Sure. So one of my favorite things that I pride myself on is my involvement with the Children's Miracle Network.
Great cause.
So the Children's Miracle Network, it actually happens to be RE/MAX's nonprofit partner. I had already been involved with Children's Miracle Network before I started my real estate career, so it was kind of simultaneous that they worked so cohesively. So my involvement now is I'm what's called a miracle agent within RE/MAX and CMN Network.
Okay.
And a portion of my commissions each sale go towards our local children's hospital, which here in South Florida is Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami.
That's fantastic.
In addition, each holidays we have our toy drive. So we collect all the toys from our office, my clients, everybody in the area, to be able to send it off to the Children's Hospital each year. Another nonprofit that I'm super passionate about is the Pet Project. Awesome. I've actually on the board of directors this year, and the Pet Project, what we aim for is to keep people and their pets together. So the majority of our beneficiaries are elderly, disabled on a fixed income. And, you know, really at this stage in life, so many people retiring in Florida, their pet's the only person that they have left, right? Their only companion. So we want to do everything that we can to make sure that they don't have to give up their pet because they can't afford their food, their pet care, their bills. So we really strive to be able to keep them together and help them in any way. So those, I would say, kids and pets, the two biggest causes for me.
Kids, pets, and the elderly. My goodness. Okay. All right. You're doing something right. My goodness. I didn't know that you were on the board of directors this year. What about involvement with the Realtor Association with RWorld?
Sure. So this is my third year on the YPN committee, and I'm actually the vice chair for Broward this year. So it has been an amazing committee involvement. When I first got involved, it was just after COVID, and we had gone from having only Zoom meetings to starting to have things in person. So just kind of rearranging and reshifting our focus to get back into things. And our committee has really grown over the last couple of years. We've had incredible success thanks to the amazing leadership that we've had there between the members and our vice chairs and chairs.
Awesome.
So, yeah, this is my third year, and this year I'm sitting as the vice chair for Broward.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's talk about social media. There's obviously generational gaps when it comes to social media. So I'm sort of old school, stuck on Facebook, not really big on Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and all the other social media channels that are out there. So what does it look like for somebody that is one of the 30 under 30? Where are you finding that you're spending your time social media, posting, getting your customers, and really putting yourself out there? What works for you?
I would say that across the board, any of the finalists, right, that are probably with a 30 under 30, all of us should be and are probably using Instagram.
Okay.
Instagram for sure is driving traffic. It's gaining the audience attention of the generated post of the interest, pulling it together. I still use Facebook, just because not every person under 30 is not using Facebook doesn't mean that you should be avoiding Facebook as an audience, because my target audience can be anybody that's a homeowner. So it could be anybody from 18 to 90, 100 years old.
Right.
So I definitely think that using Facebook is still advantageous, and it's still important to be able to publish everything on there.
Okay.
I am not one of those video gurus of TikTok and YouTube. I have friends that kill it and do amazing things there. But I also think that every person has what works for them. And if you stretch yourself too thin, trying to make yourself a TikTok star and a YouTube star and everything, you're going to kind of, I don't want to say half-ass, excuse my French, but you just want to put all your efforts into the thing that you're going to be the strongest. So I'll be honest and say, when I go on TikTok, it's for fun and to look at stuff. It's not me making these TikToks pointing at things and doing the house tours. And I have friends, again, that are great at YouTube, but that's not an area that I've personally focused my area of concentration in. So for sure, I would say for me, Instagram and Facebook.
Okay. So RWorld members can vote for you to make the 30 under 30 list and receive that Web Choice Award. Why should they vote for you?
Well, I would be honored for the vote, first off, but I would say that really my story is really unique. Like I said, I don't come from a real estate background. I wasn't able to inherit a legacy of people before me to be able to start my career. Really worked my way from the ground up, and then once I left my team, I was like, wow, now I'm really on my own. It's fight or flight, really. So I've been successful throughout the years and really been able to help all of my clients succeed in their real estate goals. I would just love to be able to represent not only our board, but the state of Florida on a national level.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, thank you very much for being with us. I wish you the best of luck. And you guys heard it right here from both of our superstars, Mr. Tony Eckert and Mr. Jorge Perez, two of the top 50 finalists for NAR and Realtor Magazine's 30 Under 30 Award. Make sure that you vote for these guys. The Web Choice Award voting is live now. I believe it ends on April 10th. So make sure that you get those clicks in. You could vote every single day. Drop a thumbs up on Jorge's page as well as Tony's page. And let's help push our RWorld members over the top. And I'm going to issue a challenge to both of these guys. If one of them wins, we're going to get them to do a TikTok dance video and post it on the RWorld page. Deal?
Sounds like a deal.
All right, guys, make sure you vote. Vote daily, vote often, and hopefully we'll see these guys on the national stage. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.